Greetings, beloveds, and welcome back. This session is going to be a very special one. As I approach a specific deadline that has been placed in the mundane world, and it looks as though I am not going to be prepared as well as I thought. There may come a time when you won't see me for a while, and so I want to take this time to just cover you and comfort you. And just provide you with as many possible random messages, keeping it light, keeping it positive, and just let me love you. Let me love you. All right. Let's go into wisdom of the hidden realms first. See what we have for you. All of the positivity coming in for us through this Lion's Gate portal. Hold on. Let me light some tallow for some protection and clear communication. Only that of love and the willfully good may dwell here. Within us, around us, anywhere and everywhere we go. So it is, so it is, so it is, and so it shall be. Ashe, ashe, so mote it be. All right, here we go. One more shuffle. And here we go. Energy coming in to protect and support us through this Lion's Gate portal. Positive energy coming in for the collective through the Lionsgate portal. There we go. The High Lady of Love and Compassion. Some kind of considerations. Some kind of considerations, positive considerations that are coming in for the collective. This is year 1. (2026) adds to a 10, which is a 1. Something about your kindness and your reverence that you have been showing. Whether it's self-respect or respect for a higher power, or both. Remaining kind as often as possible. Some kind of unexpected blessing. Coming in right behind us. It's right on the horizon. It's in the orbit, but it's still on the horizon. For some of the collective, this is a fresh new start. For others, this is that breakthrough that we needed all along. And although it doesn't look like I'm making my deadline, in 6 days, it does look like you will be meeting yours. Because that blessing is already on the horizon. Some kind of consideration being made. An authoritative decision being made. Because of the path you aligned with in year 1. Let's see what that is. The Phoenix, surrendering to change. It's as though once the collective surrendered the outcomes, that is when these positive, authoritative considerations on our behalf, on the collective's behalf, started to form. But it was this big before it's this big. Also notice we went from a 1 to an 11. Number 29, 9 and 2 is 11. I've been saying a lot more lately. Double, oh, how trouble. Your heart grew, your kindness grew. I'm hearing unrecognizable changes from a fairy to a phoenix. And the merging of these energies is bringing in more reverence, more respect, making its way back around. Something about respect, self-respect, and reverence to a higher power. Perhaps in the past, you wouldn't have been able to remain loving during extremely difficult times. But with practice, 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 there was some expansion that occurred here. One might call it a resurrection. Remembering who you are. That God spark. That God flame. Capital G, capital F. Spirit, capital S. Love, capital L. Compassion, capital C. Special emphasis on the words. Always capitalized in your studies. Except for the first word of a sentence, unless it's a name. Something significant about that. Our blessings are being amplified. We went from 1 to 11. I'm going to take a look at the spiritual significance of this fairy. And I will be right back. There will be a pause. It'll just look like a glitch or something to you. I don't know. Something like that. All right. There's a lot to this fairy. No wonder we doubled in no time. Oops. No wonder we doubled in no time. So, a glowing fairy has carried layers of meanings that connect to nature, the unseen, and personal transformation. So both the fairy and the phoenix represent the same thing. The fairies are seen as guardians of forests, fields, and waterways. A glowing fairy symbolizes a deep link to the natural world, reminding us to honor and protect the earth. The light representing vitality and life force of nature, encouraging us to spend more time outdoors and being in alignment with the seasons. It doesn't mean becoming clock watchers, just noticing the sunrise, the sunset, and the seasons. Also timeless symbols of magic, reminding us of our magic. And the mysteries beyond ordinary sight. Unseen forces are at work in our life. Synchronicities, intuition, and even spiritual guidance. We had been invited to embrace in the wonder and believe in the magic of everyday moments. And as soon as we started doing that, just being more present, being in the moment, that is when we went from this to this, although it means the same thing in the end. But some kind of amplification and expansion has occurred. In 4 months. 4 months. Year of the Fire Horse began in April. Here we are in August, standing at the Lion's Gate portal. With hope and illumination. I'd like to transmute that word to faith and clarity. But there was also darkness. Where our light was the guiding light through uncertainties. We're being nudged to continue trusting the path that we've been on. I know that's a hard pill for me to swallow with this serious and imminent deadline coming up for me in terms of income. I mean, I've made monetization goals, but is it really even going to be enough for me to continue to work from home? Otherwise, I have other circumstances and potential, not carved in stone, but potential consequences. And so, that's why I'm saying, if some kind of breakthrough and blessing bypasses me for some reason, you won't see me for a while, probably. But that doesn't change this intense renewal that has been occurring. And it doesn't take away the message that there is some kind of positive considerations coming in for us. Fairies also represent renewal, just like the phoenix. We've been letting go of old patterns. And as a result, more of our authenticity is present. Joy, whimsy, childlike wonder. But also while embracing playfulness, finding more delight in the little things, reconnecting with our innocence and creativity within. Sorry, my forehead is itching. I need to put on some face cream or something. It's a little dry. But yes, as I was saying, this is also benevolent presence offering protection, good fortune. And not just consideration, but a gentle nudge towards a positive decision and action being made on our behalf. Feeling more inspired, feeling more deeply connected, remaining spiritual beacons, trusting that unseen, honoring the natural world. Continuing to shine. The ability to continue to shine. Throughout these experiences. Not only lighting the path for ourselves, but for others as well. Now we're only showing them the present moment. We're not dragging them towards it. We're not pulling them along, dragging them along. No. We don't have to work behind the scenes to either pay others or twist their arm through some kind of blackmail or extortion in order to receive love and get the results we expect to manifest. Now here's the thing. It doesn't necessarily manifest exactly the way we intended. We intended the light of the fairy. We're receiving both the light of the fairy and the light of the phoenix, which is like the fairy with a very, very, very generous upgrade. Let's keep going. Source, Holy Spirit, messengers of Source. Whatever benevolent energy is coming in for our support and to work behind the scenes on our behalf. Interesting. This card was at the bottom of the deck. And it made its way out. So we're going to take a look at it. We have number 43 here, which is a 7. Something about commanding our prayers into life. 7 is divine manifestation, divine presence and manifestation. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Metal King. Number 37. 37 is a 10. Right back at one. With healthy, with healthy boundaries. It's as though I was trying to say healthy and boundaries all at the same time. With healthy boundaries and discipline that we've been applying to our lives, we are able to step even more further and deeply into our calling. The keeper of the scales. So, due to the self-discipline and boundary setting that has been occurring and sometimes needing to reoccur in the last few months, we have been the one, by stepping further into our calling, we have been the one to pass the feather test in more ways than one. But I hope your feathers are synthetic, because in the United States, I don't know what it's like in other parts of the world, but the majority of the birds, whether they're native, migratory, or non-native, they're protected. Right down to their feathers and their eggs. And it's not only unethical but illegal unless you're part of a registered native or indigenous tribe to possess the majority of the birds you probably see in your gardens and on your front lawns are protected, right down to their feathers and their eggs. I don't know why I was led to share that, but something tells me someone out there may have needed to know that. But yes, passing the feather test. Can you be so calm that when you release your breath, the feather doesn't move? Or, in terms of the scales, a heart as light as a feather. This is what's coming in for us. Not only the boundaries that we set in order to remain disciplined, but also the expansive boundaries where we were able to, expand on our vocations, on our studies, our practices, and even our abilities. The Metal King brought us right back to one. So this is telling me that there's something new coming in for us as well. There's so many ones here. So many ones. The Keeper of the Scales is another 11. 8 and 3 is 11. 7 and 3 is 10, which is a 1. We have a 1. And with the Phoenix, 9 and 2 is 11, which is a 1. The only card that isn't a 1 is the word Lord. Number 43, which adds up to a 7, which is the divine. Divine praise, divine communication, divine connection. So it's our connection with the divine, creating all of these ones. 7, 11. But then the ones just keep going. 7, 11, but the ones keep going. This is ongoing protection from misfortune. If anything, since it's amplified from the fairy to the phoenix, there should be, will be, positive blessings of good fortune continuing to come in for us through this Lionsgate portal. All these ones are also reminding us to, again, be more in the now. It's all there is. The one is all there is. Continue balancing the scales by remaining disciplined. Continue showing reverence through respect, self-respect, as well as reverence for the Most High, your higher power. There's also something about the ability to continue remaining kind and even offering praise, providing praise for those who may have been observed as an enemy or someone who is dishonest with us, dishonest about us. Continuing to extend kindness, even towards those who were unkind, regardless of the avenue to follow the unkindness. It may have stung a little. Heck, some of us may even have been dropping some F-bombs. About, like I said before, about 20 of them. It's only been a few days since the last one. But I was getting on myself for allowing myself to become distracted to the point where my deadlines coming up may not be met. But the ones you guys have dealt with, everything's going to work out great for you. Even if you've been dealing with dishonest people and situations that were outside of your decision making and control. You've always remained fair. But let's not forget, oh my gosh, and we have the Hawk Prince at the bottom of the deck, number 11. Which takes me back to the High Lady of Love and Compassion, the one, and those positive considerations being made on our behalf. And some of it has to do with a deeper connection with the Holy Spirit. Also, reducing, if not eliminating, the distractions. Setting even more boundaries. Knowing right from the jump, okay, this person, place, thing, or situation is only here as a distraction, but they look like they might need a little help, so let's help them. And that's what we did. Before it became something else. where we were called yet again to surrender to change. Remain disciplined. Stand in our power when it comes to those boundaries, no matter which way those boundaries are going, and remaining in alignment with the Most High, the Holy Spirit, or your higher power. It doesn't mean that on some days the ego doesn't try to win. We have the fire prince, optimism, but also aggression. The ego. But now in terms of dealing with the ego, and what I'm seeing here is choosing the Holy Spirit more than choosing the ego. But there have been some moments, nevertheless, where well, the ego had a leg up for a short time. But then with the Horse King already here, already done in the environment, some kind of assistance and guidance in the mundane world, in the physical 3D world we are in, has been coming in to assist us in navigating these life changes. They've been occurring all along. It's just that, the collective was a little distracted from time to time. And the ego emphasizes those times when our feelings may have been hurt or much, much, much worse, and then we reacted with the ego instead of responding with the Holy Spirit. But nevertheless, we have the Holy Spirit with us. We're never alone. At some point in time, there was that mindset of lack. Overcoming it. Overcoming poverty consciousness that was leading to self-sabotage. But then we found stillness. We've been patient. And then look, the 11 doubled again. So not only protected from misfortune with that 7, all the 7s and 11s, but also, or 7s and 1s, what we have here. The lady of the gift behind the resting tree, generosity, receiving, and withholding. Wow. We can rest knowing that more of that good fortune is coming in for us, which is exactly what I was about to say. All right. Look, we have another 2. 2, 2, 2. Our patience is providing us with more well springs of good fortune. Wind falls. She's blowing out blessings. She's creating more fairies. She's like the fairy godmother. So, to have fairness for all involved, she's creating the fairies. So the fairies have an opportunity to create so that they too can level up. All of this symbolic for us, the energy coming in for us, is still amplifying. Let me show you something. We went from 1s to 2s. And from 2s to 4s with the prison wave. 3 plus 1 is 4, and at the bottom of the deck we have a 4. So overcoming that lack mindset is bringing in even more synchronicities, divine intelligence into our court. Our court. That's purple, not black. And this is the only court we set foot in or on. Something about courts only being distractions. Have you been at the basketball court instead of focusing on your practices and your studies? And we're not talking about basketball practice or tennis courts. We're choosing a different path than Vulcanist. Look, Sisters of the Seasons, the first message was about being in the now, trusting the season that we are in. It just came full circle. It sure enough did. 7 plus 1 is 8. More than one full circle. It's infinity. And behind that, we go from the 8 to the 9. 7 and 2 is 9. Sacred union. not only a deeper connection with the Most High and our inner higher selves, but also more soulmate connections coming in for us. 7, 8, 9. 7, 8, 9. But last year the 9 came before the 8. The completion. Something that we drew to a close. Or something that's being drawn to a close, but in our favor. Divine order and natural law. There's a portal. As far as I'm concerned, there's 2 of them. So the portals have also doubled. Double the opportunity for this positive, benevolent energy to continue flowing in for us. Something about the solar eclipse and the Lion's Gate providing that breakthrough that we needed. Between now and the eclipse, that breakthrough is going to come through. But you have to believe it. How do you strengthen that belief? Well, strengthen that connection with your higher power. Because if I was to look up the meaning of this card, it would represent that before it would ever represent that. But for some of the collective, that's part of the mix. A new romance or a deeper connection with a romantic partner. But more soulmate connections coming in. Soulmate connections don't have to be romantic. Neither do twin flame connections. But if you know you're a twin flame, if you've met your twin flame, or you're at least aware of your twin flame and who they are, then that connection has already been made. You don't have to be together with them or together with them all the time. It's still a divine partnership that's meant to happen. All right. That's enough of that. I'm going to take a pause for just a moment and wet my whistle. But I did not bring anything into this room for me to drink, so I have to pause yet again. When I come back, I'm going to go into the Akashic Snack stack.
All right, as you can see, we are here at a bit of a different angle for a lot more space to create. All right, so this is currently my Akashic Smack stack situation we have going on here. So what I'm going to have to do is like split it in half. And go through it just a little at a time. But nevertheless, here we go into the Akashic Smack stack. All energy on theme with the blessings coming in for us through the Lionsgate portal, and remember the second portal, the Eclipse portal. Back to back. Double, double, oh, double, double, double. Oh my goodness. Double, double, double for our trouble, trouble, trouble. Let's see. Would it be for the collective? Incoming benevolent and positive portal energy. It could be a teachable moment, an insight, an affirmation, or even the description of a person, whether it's you, someone you know, or someone coming towards you. Let's go. Oh. That's a lot. Oh, we just had one hit the floor, so we're going to stop there. I like how that one just kind of got stuck right there like that. It was so funny. All right, hold on. So, this is what hit the floor. You are warm, expressive, committed, capable of handling pressure, a deep thinker, perceiving what is overlooked, harmonious, affectionate, and magnetic to companionship. See what this is. Clear cognizance, clear knowing. Knowing something without any reason or evidence. Sudden insights or truths. Insight without prior knowledge. Alright, and these other cards came out. We have a Leo, and we are in Leo season, and this is a Lionsgate portal and the Eclipse portal message. An opportunity for me to shower you with all of this, to cover you and comfort you. because I have my own deadlines approaching. And feeling a little vivacious. So why not? Why not shower you with blessings, regardless of my own struggles? This is the house of pleasure, expression, and creativity. Also, the 5th house is the house of romance. The synchronicity here is with the Leo. We're in Leo season. Conservative views. This could either be you or someone you know or someone coming towards you that is meant to be a positive blessing. All right. Oh, this just separated from the rest. Let's see what we have here. Electrolytes. That's funny. Electrolytes. Disclaimer alert, disclaimer alert. Not a doctor, not a diagnosis, not a prescription, not a prognosis. Do please consult the appropriate professional with questions. This is the electrolytes card, mentioning muscle function, nerve function, staying hydrated. Water is life. Consume organic electrolytes. Coconut water, pumpkin seeds, lemon water, watermelon, avocados, sea salt, bananas, spinach, almonds, lentils for a balanced pH, or prioritizing a balanced pH. Oh, someone born in July. This could be you. This could be someone you know, or someone you barely know, or someone you think you know, or someone coming towards you. Either way, it's all positive, benevolent energy. Behind that, we have, I am prepared to work hard to create love and what I love. Ashe, ashe. Create love. Hardworking. This can also involve the inner work. Well, for me, it definitely represents a lot of inner work, but also outer work. I take what I do seriously. No matter what platform I'm on, I take what I do seriously. At the end of the day, it is my business. Literally and figuratively and metaphorically speaking. Yes. Get in some more I am affirmations. You may even hear a couple of those or more while you're here. Someone who has long hair. This is either you, someone you know, someone you think you know, or someone coming towards you. Either way, It's positive. Oh, you may have a scar on your face, or they may have a scar on their face. But what's positive about it is there's something about scars that just it like actually makes you or them like look more attractive and appealing and magnetic. Okay, we'll just put it that way. There's actually a scientific term for that, when someone is more attracted to the imperfections, so to speak. High cheekbones. This could be you or them or someone else. And even someone coming towards you who you haven't even met yet. Yeah, it's called the pratfall effect. So, for some of you, this is someone who's going to become like a sister to you. For some of you, you do already have that kind of deep, benevolent, fair, and balanced connection with a sister, a biological sibling here. But nevertheless, it's divinely orchestrated, divinely timed partnerships. And that can go a lot of different ways. Let's keep going. We'll say, what other regal, since it is Lionsgate, what other regal energy that is also warm and expressive, clairvoyant, claircognizant, has somewhat conservative views. Not necessarily a Leo, but this is Leo season. Oh, and this just came separate. What do we have here? An alpha female. This could be you. This could be someone you know, someone coming toward you. But they are not a Leo. Spirit just said, but they are not a Leo. The alpha female is not a Leo. But they may come towards you while the sun is in the sign of Leo. Or, now I'm hearing, or you could meet this new soulmate connection at any kind of event that involves a Leo but not necessarily their birthday, or an event that is launched by a Leo, but is not necessarily for a Leo. And the alpha female in the equation, whether it's you or another, is not the Leo. Whoever they are, though, they can be a bit arrogant and a little bit of a flirt. Or, for some of you, this could be someone who is just extremely kind, and sometimes that kindness is misinterpreted as flirtatiousness. Like, you're not flirting, you're just equally kind to everyone, regardless of how they identify. That's what my clears are telling me anyway. At the bottom of the deck, we have stay golden. Be someone else's sunshine for today. Collective, I'm also getting that you may be the one who has that pratfall effect. Something about demonstrating some kind of flaw that actually makes the collective more attractive. We are not fixed stories. We are ever-evolving expressions of the divine. There may have been a time when, much like myself, I thought everything was just one fixed story. But we are ever-evolving expressions of the divine, capable of brilliant reinvention. Words weave worlds. Nothing is impossible. The word itself says, I'm possible. When you believe this, I want you to drop a big fat thumbs up on this video. And drop the revolving hearts emoji in the comment section. We all know this is a quote by Audrey Hepburn. Nothing is impossible. The word itself says, I'm possible. Hard boundaries. I honor my boundaries and radiate confidence. Discern at this time and look both ways. So, when I put that hashtag look both ways, that means anytime that we're perceivably observing another, we are also observing ourselves. All right. Someone born in November, this could be you. This could be someone you know, someone you think you know, thought you knew, or someone coming towards you. God's endorsement validates you. God's endorsement validates you. The love is real. Sometimes we act without thinking. Work on communication. And I did mention towards the beginning of this video that for at least the last 4 months, from the time of the beginning of the year of the fire horse in April, so from April to now August, something about seamless confidence or competence. Some kind of minute flaw or mistake that has made the collective appear more relatable, approachable. Like, no, we're not perfect all the time. We're not perfect in a literal sense. Anyways, but spiritually, God's endorsement validates us. The love is real. And we have been working on communication. I could stop the reading here, as that would be the second time now the message has spun the block back to communication, or communication related in some kind of way. Someone may have body piercings. This could be you, someone you know, someone you thought you knew, someone you think you know, someone coming towards you, a social media influencer. It is not static, it is living light. Laid back and chill, whether it's you or another, or both, heck. Especially with all these new or renewed divine unions. The ones you're no longer scared of when you read the word sacred wrong or incorrectly or flawed. You read scared and then you think, I'm not scared. I'm not afraid of these soulmate unions. So come again, and then you realize, oh, it says sacred. But what really even is sacred? There's only one and that's love. We have the moon. Interestingly enough, the solar eclipse is aligned with the new moon in Leo. So as the moon goes dark, so does the sun. Mystery. Embracing the mystery, but also remaining mysterious. Or otherwise, if it's not something that you typically would have resonated with before, you will be. Like honoring your privacy and confidentiality. Your connection to nature. This also means that safety is number one. We are safe. We have been maintaining a momentum. Even with deadlines approaching, we have still been maintaining a momentum, demonstrating self-discipline, routine, healthy boundaries and routines. Personal reflection is really standing out a lot. Deeper connections with the self, a deeper knowing to thine own self be true, but also a deeper connection with the universe. Release, been doing a lot of that. New beginnings. Introspection, subconscious, cycles, cleansing, sensitivity, empathy, more intention setting, more insights with our inner or into our inner selves, both the child self and the highest self, because they are one. But for contextual purposes, I was spirit-led to mention both. All right. We're going to do a split with the Akashic Smack with my hand. And then we're going to go into this stack over here. We have sleeping bears. They are not conscious. Approach with grace. Do not poke the bear. And on the other side of the split, we have a sister of the Eastern Star. Whether this is you or someone you know or someone coming towards you. That could be the bear. That could be the bear. Don't poke the bear. They're just not awakened, and that's not something that everybody is meant to do in this lifetime. Plain and simple. We are not microwaves, we are slow cookers. In other words, we're not out here seeking instant gratification. No, we're disciplined and maintaining a momentum. Patience, minimal expectations. But also, we're not just here for a good time. We're here for a long time. We have Ketu energy here. Moksha Karaka, planet of enlightenment. the shadow planet. We've just had the moon. Now we have the shadow planet. Benevolent warrior. And I instantly hear fighting the good fight. And it isn't even really a fight at all. But there's just something about words. The words we weave and the power they hold. Something about that word gets the adrenaline pumping. Whether it's benevolent or malevolent. Past life karma has been balanced. No material cravings. Practicing the art of detachment. Spiritual liberation. Letting go. Letting go. And look, introspection is out, showing itself again. As well as awakening lesser ego. We can't kill the ego. But we can remind it of its little Tootsie Roll size energy. Practically useless. Unless you want something to like flick at. Like you. You know? What is stolen is also cursed. To me, this is like also saying that not all money is good money. So, we will continue saying no to dirty deeds and dirty deals. Our soul is not for sale. What you are is what you attract. Worry will not change the past or predict the future. She has blue eyes. I don't know why I sang that. I just felt like it. Oh, and I accidentally grabbed another card right behind that. My authenticity is my greatest strength. Alright, now let's go into this part. Oh, this one came separate too. What's this? She has brown hair. Okay. She has brown hair. It doesn't matter where it is in the stack, it's all energy. Here we go. Oops, we had another one come separate. I don't know how much of that is just my clumsiness, but does it really even matter? Probably not. Coming into my own, I appreciate my own unique qualities. And this is the one I just practically bent the corner of trying to grab because it slid away from the rest of the stack. How interesting is that? Coming into my own, I appreciate my own unique qualities. At the bottom, we are a quantum entanglement manifesting. No, the solutions will not be found in the same space as the issues. Well, thank goodness I haven't been in the same space as the issues created in my life for like between 11 to 25 years. When the heart chakra is dressing us, it intercedes for us. do a split. Oh, now we have clear gustance, clear tasting. To taste something without actually consuming it, associated with mediumship or ancestral connections. I had to take a sippy sip of my drink. The seeds you plant today will ripen into sweetness. Keep going, transmute, transcend. They are watching us transform. Your mind is a garden. Tend it with curiosity. Water it with kindness. Watch beautiful growth emerge. All right. Let's start bringing this closer to a close. First with Oracle of Visions. It just looks like a portal inside of a portal. So we're going with it. I wasn't going to. Initially, it was just there for looks and decoration, but now it's like, okay, we're reaching for it. So here we are, reaching for it. What I will do, real quick, is relight the palo. And do a little smudging here. All right. Here we go. Source, Holy Spirit, messengers of Source. Positive energy coming in for the collective through these portals, this double portal with the Lion's Gate and the solar eclipse. From my heart chakra to yours. First card out. Oh, there's two. Hold on. So, we have, lo and behold, the 7-11 card. 7 and 11 has been dominating these messages in terms of the energy. And we also have another 1. And then look here. We have 3, 4. 3 and 1 is 4. More security, stability, safety. also, we are the ones closing the portal. With love, the only reality there ever was, is, and will ever be. Even better, as a risk taker with that divine feminine energy as well. So we have the divine masculine and the divine feminine hemisync going on here. Ooh-wee, baby, even better. With the cherries. The cherries is like the cherry on top for us. For you collective. And that black cat is a spirit guide and familiar. A spirit animal. Not a monster or anything to be feared by way of superstition. Transmuting fear into faith. A deeper faith. But also, this card is a reminder of that indefinite protection from misfortune. Speaking of faith, and the fairies are back. The fairies are back. The fairies that also represent the phoenix from Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. So it's like the doves. The energy of the doves are communing with the energy of the fairy phoenix energy. This isn't just about release of the past. This is release from the past. Karmic debt is paid, if that's what you believe in. The negative juju is gone. It's warded off, even. We are protected from every single form of misfortune. We are protected. This is good fortune, and we keep seeing it again and again and again and again and again and again and again. This card has become a cameo for this channel. Interestingly enough, 7-Eleven has become a cameo. We might as well invite it to stay for a while. The energy of the 8 portal. And then 9. A completion. Except this completion coming in for us is not an ending. It's like a decision that's being made for the long term. on our behalf, in our favor, with those new soulmate connections. It's not the new soulmate connections making this happen, though. It's all part of the whole, which means all of this good fortune that is benefiting us is also going to be continuously, for the long term, benefiting others. And this is where I remind yet again that Soul Stars Productions is not intended to ever only be about me and my storytelling and my style of doing what I do. And it's not limited to storytelling with cards. It's storytelling in all shapes and forms, tools, materials, and modalities. What you see here are tools and materials and modalities of what? Communication. This is a release from the past. That energy has been cleared. And look at the moon in the background going dark. So by the new moon, also the crescent in the background represents Venus, the planet of love. The crescent, since the beginning of time, has represented Venus. Love. On the ground are 3 different Fool cards. Discarded. Transforming those flaws into fresh starts. Moving on. These doves are of joy and faith also being released. So as we are released from our past, joy and faith is also being released. You remember, the full moon in Aquarius was about our freedom. 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 Joy. Happiness. And freedom from our light. With the support of the new moon and solar eclipse, as well as the energy of Venus, the planet of love. This is a defining moment for us, a positive defining moment. Now, there's so much love here between the Divine Feminine 13. There's something significant about Friday the 13th, the next Friday the 13th, that is going to mean so much in terms of that positivity for us and good fortune. But we have, look, we have all the love right here. The Queen of Hearts is all the love you could possibly embody. The King of Hearts is an amplifier of that. Turning that infinite, unconditional love into new experiences with the Ace. And the Jack is merely the Knight. The Knight of Cups, the Knight of Hearts. True friendship. The Knight. The Ace is true friendship. The Knight is that romance or relationships that impact our lives. It means falling in love. For some of the collective, even a proposal. All right, I had to pause again and reposition so that I could plug in. I was at 3% and the screen went dark and I was like, oh my goodness. But all these little obstacles, each time I pause, it's like, it's also a moment of stillness and that one conscious breath to remain on task, remain focused, but also remain in love. The cherries also, look, the cherries also represent Venus and the planet of love. It may be the ruler of specific zodiacs, but it spins the block for all of us. Especially anywhere you have any zodiac signs ruled by Venus. Not signs that rule Venus. That's backwards thinking. What is that? Backwards thinking? No. They're ruled by Venus. Signs ruled by Venus are extremely significant for us in all of our natal birth charts. Those cherries are also tied to protection. Our divinity, our divine mission and purpose is protected. Double, at least double protected. At least double protected. Remember, we are the ones closing the portal. Which means we have the freedom to come to and fro when we are the ones opening and closing the portal. Portals. We don't need a key. We are the key. This is also about lasting passion. Sustenance. The beauty of transience. And interestingly enough, the mention of transience already came out in the Akashic stack. Not in those exact words, but yeah, in so many different ways. Letting go, spiritual liberation, awakening, but also wherever it is. Anyways, they're all important messages for us, nevertheless. And here we are, yet again, at a different angle, because the device shut down while I was in the middle of going through the Akashic Smack Stack. So in order to charge and continue recording, here we are with a black bandana as a background, primarily focused on the energy of Venus. The cherries. And the doves. The joy, happiness, and freedom brought to us by none other than the Divine Feminine. We left off with transience, encouraging mindfulness and appreciation for the present, for the presence. Beautiful. As well as those soulmate partnerships and the double portal. Let's do a split right about here. There's that number 7 again. 777. Sevens and ones. Nothing but good fortune. And the only thing that's real. So good fortune in terms of love. We are love. We realize once we see through the illusions, we are love. Venus is still present. A present. A gift. Also, something significant about some Piscean energy behind that. Ooh, and the master number 33. 1, 2s, 3s, and 4s. All of the master architects in one. I just heard. We are all the master architects in one. There are several types of fish here. One looks like a salmon, the other a koi. But notice the line, the golden strand. Something about wherever Pisces is in our charts. So the zodiac's ruled by Venus as well as wherever Pisces is in our natal birth charts is extremely significant. Also the color blue. Some of you may really love to dance, even if you were told you could never do so professionally. You don't necessarily have to be a ballerina, or even a woman, for that matter. In this particular message, it's more about the energy of the Piscean positions in our charts, as well as the energy of the koi and the salmon. I see the kingfisher, but the kingfisher is eyeballing this fish. So there's something significant about that as well. It's like protection, even from that which we love the most. The Pisces zodiac is all 13 zodiacs combined. The oldest souls. So this is like protecting our souls. Protecting soul. With the salmon, we're overcoming obstacles. And the way that their life cycle is from freshwater to saltwater and back again, mirroring personal growth, pushing forward despite challenges. Salmon are known to be the ultimate rebels when they are in their villain season or villain era, swimming upstream rather successfully, fighting the currents. Trusting our inner compasses, honoring our roots, remaining grounded, even when pushing against the current. Bringing prosperity, even community level sustenance. That's what's coming in for us through these portals. Oh, look, we have a portal here. We have a portal here. We have a portal here and here. See the archway? Which can also be seen and symbolic of a half moon crescent. The significance of a half moon crescents. Also symbolizing none other than good fortune, but also determination and resilience. Renewal of purity and grace. Intense renewal of purity and grace. Now, as far as the koi, also symbolizing perseverance, transformation, prosperity, spiritual growth, guiding other individuals through challenges towards personal and spiritual development, living representations of courage, determination, and the ability to overcome adversity, persevering through challenges, reminding us that struggle has been a path to growth, wisdom of the spirit. Every bit of it reducing the illusion of perceived social distance or disconnection from the divine. Sometimes during these challenges it can be perceived that way by ourselves, even as much, or not as much, but the likelihood of ourselves possibly perceiving that is as likely as another perceiving it. When we recognize another, or when it's brought to our awareness that another is viewing us in that manner, when we are aware of it, it no longer affects us, except in the matter that we are all one. The separation is an illusion. All of these portals are the same. They're all part of the one. They're all part of the one. And this is the pivotal time for manifesting. And our words weave our world. So all of the words of this session are also weaving our world with joy, happiness, and freedom, by way of being a mouthpiece for Source through that divine thread connecting all of us. There's also a story of koi's swimming upstream. Leaping over waterfalls, transforming into dragons. But what I perceive here, especially with the gold and red koi here, the phoenix, matchy-matchy with the koi. Wealth, prosperity, success, strength, love, and the energy of the divine feminine. Now, Leo is a masculine energy. So during Leo season, especially between now and the new moon in Leo, solar eclipse, every bit of it is coming in ultimately to support and guide us with joy, happiness, and freedom. Unconditional divine feminine love within each and every one of us. See, now the tail of the koi looks like a flame. So the three doves also represent the phoenix. So we're just going to bring it in. And the one. Resurrection. There's also indication the way she holds her blanket as though she's guarding her heart. I can relate. I had my own blanket that I carried with me everywhere I went. Until I transitioned from that. Wherever Pisces is in your chart, something that we've been holding tightly in a protective manner, something we've been holding back, that we're no longer holding back. Ways of expression. Of our heart and our soul. A powerful time of clear vision. Letting go of worry. Finding peace. In order to do so, we had to put our magic glasses on and see through. So imagine the figure 8 here is those magic glasses, and you just put them on. Put it on. See through the illusions. Put it on. See through the illusion. Let's not forget that 7 showed up again for us. Along with those 1s, 9 plus 2 is 11. 7, 11. The resurrection is the remembrance. The return of the divine feminine is simply another resurrection of remembrance. These are visions that I've been having for a long time now, about 7 years or longer, every single day. Similar messages, every single day. The visions you see are what needs to be released. It's as though seeing through the illusions has afforded us like a crystal ball. No limits. Perseverance. Whatever it was that we were required to do is working out. This card means for us that it's appealing to consider any personal goals or ambitions, no matter how fanciful. By the same criteria and analogies I've been sharing, ultimately can be achieved. There aren't any limitations. As long as we continue doing the work, putting in the work, as well as surrendering to change. 9, 2 is 11, fresh starts, positive, fresh, new starts. Every bit protected from misfortune, as that is also indefinite protection, to where we really don't have to focus on it. Instead, we do the inner inspirational work. As we go within to do the inner work, that is where we also discover our inspirations and limitless possibilities. Despite the odds against us, I just heard. Despite the odds against us, we are beating the odds, beloveds. Any goals or ambitions, no matter how fanciful, no matter the analogy, is ultimately being achieved. Let's draw this to a close with some Kipper. Double portal messages from my heart chakra to yours, as I cover you and comfort you with blessings. Just in case I may have to spend some time away from the internet or from YouTube. Nevertheless, community and legacies being built here. The work we do now is not only sustaining the joy, happiness, and freedom already here and already done on our behalf and in our favor, it's going to continue to benefit others, including several generations of our own lineage and legacies. One lineage does not mean one legacy. There could be multiple legacies in one lineage. C is a 3. So 3 or more generations. And we're just getting started with our magic glasses. Our magic glasses. Like a crystal ball. Selflessly serving in multitudes, creating the change we aim to see and aim to be. Taking the high road, of course. 5 and 2 is 7. Back again. That was at the bottom of the deck. As long as we continue on this path, this forthright path, anything else that could possibly be lurking in the dark and in the shadows is being stripped away. Sealed off. Those doors are being sealed. Access in support of our journey, access to those doors have been denied. This card ultimately means being freed from the past with infinite, indefinite good fortune, deeper connections, resilience and determination, seeing through the illusions like it's a crystal ball through our awakening, so much so that it's benefiting humanity as a whole, but more closely to our lineage. We are representing the joy, happiness, and freedom in a forthright manner, remaining on the high road no matter what. So with 39, it's a 12. 2 plus 1 is 3. 737. So 737 is going to be our closing message. Angel number 737. We've also been finding the beauty in the self-discipline. Radical perseverance. Seven having twice the influence resonates with our inner wisdom and a spiritual awakening as well as personal development. The 3 representing our creativity, self-expression, positivity, and that guidance that connection, that divine connection. Including guidance from all of the Ascended Masters, the message of all the Master numbers, the Master Architect numbers came out earlier. And the number 737 as our closing message is confirmation of that. We are forthright, and we are building a forthright community with clear vision, joy, happiness, and freedom. All of it is coming through that portal for us right now. Double portal. So, the Lionsgate portal may be closing during the eclipse and the new moon. But that new moon energy, continuously setting our intentions, and not only focusing on manifestation, because that's not the only thing that life is about, is manifest, 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 manifest. No. That's how we burn out and lose sight of the joy, the happiness, and the freedom. So let's not abuse our freedom. And instead, remain in our alignment with our higher purposes. High honor, passing test after test after test, acing it with flying colors. Serving up a tall order of advancement, promotion. Put it where it fits. Some of the collective even receiving positive recognition. Not that you're on that wave. You're not out there seeking accolades and attention. Yet, in comes more expression of gratitude from others and gratitude to others, regardless of everything else in terms of the abundance of positivity coming in for us through these portals. Our ambition, skills, and knowledge are recognized, nevertheless, well enough to announce positive success. Even in relationships, invitations and declarations of love, as well as our ability to solve problems or problems working out in our favor, as we continue to demonstrate the resolution of all difficulties. Because
Words weave worlds. And when the heart chakra is dressing us, it intercedes for us. Because God's endorsement validates us. That is the message. I want to thank you so very much, Multiversal Soul Familia, for tuning in. Interesting how that Leo card came out earlier during Leo season, during the Lion's Gate portal energy. In the 5th house of romance, self-expression, especially expression of creativity. Warmth like the sun. And remember, continue to radiate confidence. We are not fixed stories. We are warm, expressive, committed, capable of handling pressure, harmonious, affectionate, magnetic to companionship, expressive. We are prepared. We are balanced. Our mind is a garden, tend it with curiosity. Water it with kindness, and watch beautiful growth emerge. And with that sunshine, stay golden. Be someone else's sunshine. For today. Thank you so very much. Keep that transience flowing. Keep going. They are watching us transform. Multiversal Soul Familia. With much gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And appreciation. From my heart chakra to yours. Brightest of blessings and agape. Omni love to all.